You know I believe in him, Nicodemus. Well, I spent the last 3 years following him, put all my money at the disposal of his disciples to help with their mission.
Yes.
But today, things have changed. He has now become a political agitator now. And you know what they do with political agitators, don't you?
Yes, I've seen it all too often. All those would-be messiahs hanging from crosses in Golgotha. But Jesus was different. He is different. There was no violence in his teaching, none at all. He taught his disciples to love their enemies and to pray for their oppressors. Where's the violence in that?
Then why go overturning tables in the temple? Crying out, stop turning my father's house into a marketplace. Why?
With good reason. The temple has been corrupted. The animal sacrifices prescribed by the law of Moses have been used as an excuse to exploit the poor. Jesus is offended because he is so pure.
I will put my full extent of wealth behind the defence of Jesus.
Thank you.
I am sure he will get the best of lawyers if Caiaphas begins proceedings against him. But Nicodemus, you must do me a favour. You must keep my name out of all proceedings.
I'll do what I can, but with it being so close to Passover, I'll have to convince Caiaphas that Jesus deserves a fair trial. I fear he may already have made up his mind. Caiaphas?
Well, if it isn't Nicodemus and his good friend, Joseph of Arimathea. How's business these days, Joseph?
As well as could be expected, under Roman rule and Roman taxes.
Quite so.
You two will have heard what happened today, haven't you?
What's that, Annas?
Come on now, Nicodemus. Day by day I've been watching you in the temple. And you're interested in that man, Jesus of Nazareth. And the two of you do know what happened in the temple today.
My father-in-law is straight to the point, as always, Nicodemus. I have summoned the Sanhedrin to discuss the matter of civil unrest caused by the behaviour of Jesus of Nazareth today.
Caiaphas, I remember well the days when your father-in-law was high priest.
Aye, and if I was still high priest, I'd be rounding up that Jesus and his followers and making sure getting authority from Rome to have them all crucified.
But surely you must recognise that Jesus is a man of peace. His teachings are based on love. He has spent the last 3 years preaching love, not hatred.
Yes?
Spoken like a true disciple of this man, Jesus. Get his name, Caiaphas.
Yes.
And when the time comes, he'll be rounded up with the rest of them. He's got no respect for the authority of the temple.
Do I not support the temple?
He does.
Have I not paid all my temple taxes? Do I not put a fair sum of my wealth into the temple? If you'll excuse me, I have business to attend to.
Come now, Caiaphas. I know you to be a reasonable and a God-fearing man. Surely dialogue is the way forward.
We have gone past that stage, Nicodemus. Jesus will be condemned by the Sanhedrin, and we will seek the support of Rome in having an example made of him for all to see.
We cannot jump to conclusions without discussion, never mind a fair trial for the man accused.
Don't presume to tell us what to do, Nicodemus.
Then I mean you, Annas, that you are no longer high priest.
How dare you speak to my father-in-law like that?
Forgive me, I meant no disrespect. I came here to seek your wise counsel, Caiaphas, and seek permission to facilitate a dialogue with Jesus.
Ah. So you know where he can be found then?
No, I did not say that.
I do.
Oh.
Judas Iscariot, at your service.
Wait a minute. I recognise you. Aren't you one of his disciples?
Get the temple guard and arrest this man.
Wait. Judas Iscariot, you come here alone after what happened today? Why?
My loyalty is to the faith of Israel.
Indeed. So you know where this Jesus can be found?
Yes.
Name your price.
40 pieces of silver.
20.
30.
Done.
You will find him in the Garden of Olives. On Thursday night, he will eat Passover with his close disciples at a house close by. and I have no doubt that he will go there afterwards to pray. I will alert the temple guard and lead them to the temple. Be there Thursday night.
At least we'll know where to find him. But remember, Thursday night's the preparation for the Passover.
Yes. Yes, of course, but Jesus is a Galilean. They have their own traditions about eating the Passover after the sunset on the vigil of Passover. We will not sacrifice the Passover lambs until Friday afternoon. We have a chance to get this over with before the holy day.
Thursday night, have the temple guard stand ready, and you have my money ready too.
Caiaphas, before the rest of my brothers in the Sanhedrin arrive, I'd ask you to consider one thing. What if Jesus really is the Messiah?
Oh, rubbish. Read the scriptures, Nicodemus. Prophets do not come from Galilee. And also, beside the scriptures say that no one knows where the Messiah will come from.
You've already made up your minds, haven't you? You want his death, so you'd hand him over to Rome, our pagan oppressors.
It is better for one man to die for the good of the whole people.
My enemies have spoken of me in their wickedness. Oh, when will he die and his name be no more?
When one comes to see me, he utters empty words. His heart gathers slander. When he goes out, he spreads it abroad.
My enemies whisper together against me. They look for my downfall.
Some deadly thing has fastened upon him. He shall not get up from the place where he lies.
Even my close friend, someone I trusted, who ate my bread, has turned his heel against me.
Who can that be at this hour, Mary? Perhaps we shouldn't open it.
I will look.
Mother, it's me, Mary Magdalene. I'm with Joanna. Please, let us in.
You poor child, you look like you've seen a ghost. Where have you been? We have been praying the Psalms.
I could not bear to stay too far away from him. He looked so troubled when we served the meal in the upper room, and I overheard snatches of conversation which troubled my heart so much.
He spoke of betrayal and death.
Of his own death, which is close at hand.
He washed the feet of all of them, like a servant. I told them to do likewise. I think he knew we could see him through the open door.
We had made all of the preparations for the Passover meal like he asked.
But it was like no ordinary Passover.
Yes, they ate the bitter herbs from the cedar plate. But when they ate the matzo bread, Jesus told them that the bread was his body.
He then invited them to eat with him and to repeat it in memory of him.
Then he took the cup with the wine and blessed it, saying, "This is my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant, poured out for you for the forgiveness of sins."
It was solemn. You could have cut the atmosphere with a knife.
Then he told the 12 that one of them would betray him.
The one who dipped his bread in the cedar plate at the same time as him.
Judas Iscariot.
Yes, he left the meal early.
I heard the footsteps of Judas going down the stair and the door closed behind him.
The others didn't know how to react. Peter vowed his loyalty, but even Peter...
What about Peter?
Jesus said that Peter would deny him 3 times before the cock crows.
Try to keep calm, child. What happened?
After the meal, we followed Jesus and the 11 to the Garden of Olives. Jesus took Peter, James and John with him. The other disciples appeared to be discussing what was going on, and they started to sit on the ground, and it sounded like they were singing the Psalms, but
they fell asleep, all of them. While he was suffering in the garden, they were sleeping.
It's me, John. Let me in, please. Bolt the door, quick.
What is it, John? Where is our Lord?
They've taken him.
Who?
The soldiers from the temple guard, led by Judas the traitor. He led them right to him and betrayed him with a kiss.
Filthy traitor.
I'm sorry, Mother Mary. We failed him. We all failed him.
Mother Mary, you have been silent this whole time. Have you no words to say for your son?
It has begun. The hour is here at last.
You knew about this. You knew this was happening.
My dear child, I have been preparing for this day my whole life. When he was a baby, wise men from the east came to the stable in Bethlehem when he had just been born, and one of them gave him the gift of myrrh, saying, "This is for his burial." I knew from then on that one day I would bury my son. And when we brought him to the temple in Jerusalem for circumcision, the holy man Simeon told us, "This child is destined for the falling and rising of many in Israel. He will be a sign of contradiction, and a sword will pierce your own soul too." Now comes the sword.
I will stay with you, Mother. I will do whatever you ask to help you to bear this burden.
And I too.
We must find him. Where have they taken him?
They've arrested him. He's brought to the high priest's house to be interrogated.
Where are the others?
All of them scattered when the soldiers came. Jesus told us it would happen. They will strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter, he said. Peter put up a fight, cut off a soldier's ear. But Jesus stopped the violence and even healed the man's ear. I recognized him as Malchus from the temple guard. After that, all of us ran.
So Jesus turned over some of the tables in the temple. Why arrest him at night?
Because this is the hour when the power of darkness is at its strongest. Have your moment. Strike his heel, serpent. He will crush your head.
They've been in there a while now. I had to come out. I couldn't take it anymore. I was starting to feel sick.
Oh, I thought you would have had a stronger stomach than that, Judith. Being the daughter of a butcher and all that.
Oh, yeah, but this is different.
Not that different. You looked like a little lamb in there being led to the slaughter. I thought you would have had a bit more fight in him than that, you know? Just with what all you say about him.
Turning over the money changers' tables and chasing them out of the temple is the only thing I ever heard him do that was aggressive. I only ever heard him preach love and forgiveness.
What, you've heard him preach?
Well, of course I have, Tamara. He preached regularly in the temple.
Oh, you didn't perhaps hear him say that he was going to destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days, no?
No, I've never heard him say that.
Annis was a bit harder on him, I thought.
I know. This whole thing makes me feel uneasy. Why are they doing it in the middle of the night anyway?
I know. I was wondering that as well. I've worked in the temple for 10 years as the maidservant and I have never seen anything like this before. Especially so close to the Passover.
I know. Do they not know it's preparation day? We've got families to prepare food for.
Oh, I know. The only reason we're here is because Josiah's in there. He's one that they call to make up the numbers, you know. Oh, but we were sleeping. Yeah, they woke us up. But you know what it's like. The high priest asks you to do something, you can't very well say no, can you?
Oh. The dawn's about to break. They've been at it all night. Oh, wait, here comes Asna. She'll know what's happening.
Oh, Asna, what's happening?
Well, they've accused him of blasphemy. It's all very exciting. You know Samuel from the temple guard, you know, the big one with the scar above the left eye? Well, he asked me to go and get him a piece of cloth bandage from the house. He's such a joker.
What does he want that for?
Oh, you'll love this. So, Samuel takes the cloth bandage, right? And then he comes over and gives me a big peck in the cheek and disappears for a bit. Then he comes back and he's got 3 of the temple guards. And they've got the rabbi carpenter in chains with a bandage around his eyes, just like a blindfold. It's so funny. Then they led him up to Annas, right? And they were all giving him a wee punch, but it was comical, you know. And then after they'd hit him, they'd say, "Come on, play the prophet. Who hit you then?"
And what did he say?
Well, nothing. I don't think he's much of a prophet after all.
Yeah, but why blasphemy? What did he say?
That's the best part. Right, so Annas leads him up to Caiaphas, and they've got the whole of the temple guard together, right? So they asked him, if you are the Christ, tell us. Then Jesus pipes up and says, if I tell you now, you won't believe me. But from now on, the Son of Man will be seated at the right hand of the power of God.
He actually said that.
Then they all said, so you are the Son of God then? And Jesus turns around and said, it's you who say I am. And that was it. Boom. Straight to a verdict of blasphemy for claiming to be the Son of God.
Well.
Who do you say that I am? You are the Christ, the Son of the living God.
Who's he?
I don't know.
Was he mumbling about?
I didn't even know he was there. Why don't you go and ask him?
Okay. Hoi, you there? What are you doing skulking about the courtyard of the high priest at this time of night? Are you lonely? Are you looking for a nice young lady to keep you company?
No.
Ah, come on, you've came to the wrong place then. Why don't you go back round to the back of the temple so you'll find a... Oh, wait a minute. I know you.
No. No, you don't. You must be mistaken.
You're that big fisherman that follows him around, aren't you?
Yeah.
No. You're confusing me with somebody else. I don't know him.
Are you sure? You're a Galilean anyway. Your accent gives you away.
I'm telling you, I don't know the man.
Well, we can soon find out. My husband was in the Garden of Olives tonight when they arrested that blasphemer. And he said there was a big dolly of fishermen with a knife who cut off somebody's ear. And he sounds an awful lot like you.
Shut your face, damn it! Telling you, I don't know this Jesus.
Peter, my son.
I'm sorry, Mother.
I know.
I just...
It's all right.
Peter, come with us. We're going to see what this is all about. The high priest knows me. I'm sure they'll let me in.
I'm so sorry.
You there? Yes, you. Let me in. The high priest knows me. I want to see Jesus.
Well, you're in for a shock, my friend.
You're the one they call John, am I right?
Yes?
And you must be his mother. I'm so sorry for what they're doing to your son.
What a farce! A kangaroo court thrown together in the middle of the night to cover up the deed.
What's happening?
You must be mad to bring them here, John. This is no place for respectable women. Be off with you, you fork-tongued gossip. Take your friends with you, the show's over. Go.
Tell us what happened, please.
They have taken him to the Roman prefect, Pontius Pilate.
We want the death sentence. Crucifixion.
But why? What's the charge?
Blasphemy.
That's not a capital offence in the eyes of Rome. Pilate will laugh them out of the praetorium.
Pilate is fully a vicious man, and Caiaphas is puppet, and he will do whatever it takes to avert another uprising during the Passover, and to keep Caiaphas happy.
But why do they want him crucified with such haste?
We finally have him in Jerusalem. And with the Passover, Pilate is here too. We want him crucified quickly so they can go back to being pious keepers of the law before the sun sets on Friday.
Judas Iscariot.
You traitor! You filthy traitor! He trusted you! He trusted you!
Wait! I didn't know. I swear I didn't know.
Didn't know what, you idiot? That they'd kill him!
They're saying all sorts of things about him that aren't true. About sedition against Rome. About him forbidding taxes to be paid. About him being in league with the devil. I never gave them any of that. It's all lies.
Well, I hope it was worth it, whatever they gave you.
It's in there.
What is?
The 30 pieces of silver they gave me. For once, I wasn't keen on hanging on to the money. I gave it back. I don't want it. It's blood money.
Then why did you do it? Why?
I have betrayed innocent blood. They're going to crucify him, you know.
We know.
Cursed is any man that hangs upon a tree. It says that in the scriptures.
In the book of Daniel.
Yes, John. You were always a better scholar than I was. You should write this down one day. Tell the world what happened. Tell them what he said.
Judas, won't you come with us? There is still time.
No, there's not! They'll get their death sentence.
I mean that there is still time for you.
No! Thank you, Mother. He has his sentence. I have mine.
Do not despair of his mercy, Judas. With the Lord there is mercy and fullness of redemption.
He has chosen his path. We must walk another.
Let us follow him to Pilate's house and pray for once this man listens to reason.
Get up. When are you going to stop moping around like some kind of wet dog? What shall we try next? Still feigning sickness? I've bought you flowers, sent you for a massage.